Hello, welcome guys for our new video. In this video, we'll see how to use the array in your JSX and how to pass the array as a props. This we'll see first. Then we'll learn how to use class in your JSX and inline styling. Okay, so these two topics we'll cover today. So if you don't know what is array and what is the map function, what is array destructuring, I already explained it in one different video under Java script series. So I have linked it here as well. So you can please check that video or for your doubt clear in array and all. Then you will understand what is array. Now we'll just write array and we'll use it as a props and display the data. Okay, so please follow the last video if you have not seen that. Let's jump into our application. So last time I have displayed one message component, demo message. There I displayed my last name and first name. My first name is Rajesh and last name is Mahapatra. This Rajesh maybe I am getting from the getting as a props. So I am passing the props here. First name is Rajesh. Okay, and I am fetching the props value here. It is the props dot help name I am getting, and this is I am fetching props dot help name. Then I am displaying the help name and last name. Okay, so today we'll do array. I have created a array in the last class. Let me copy that array. Okay, so I'll copy that array name, so it will save our time. So I'll create a array here. The array name is person, and I told it is a object array. Okay, this is one object, this is other object. Okay, this is the third object. Three objected, comma separated. Okay, so this is the array of objects, and you know what is object. Object is a key value pair, right? This is the key, and the right hand side is always value, key value, comma separated again. But array is a wrapped by your square bracket. Object is wrapped by your curly braces. Okay, so this array, let's see how to pass this array from here to there, from this component to our demo message. So basically we are passing the data from one component to other component. Last time we have passed a string. This time we are passing a array and we will display this data. First name, last name, we will pass it. So tomorrow, when you are working in a live application, if you are doing a API call, I mean you are hitting a web API and getting 1,000 number of data, I mean getting maybe 1,000 records, right? So you cannot write everything one by one. So you have to write in such a way that it should be efficient and it should be faster and as per the market standard. Okay, so now we are going to pass the this person's array from app.js to demo message.jsx. Okay, so last time we have passed f name Rajesh. So instead of Rajesh, now I am passing, I told in JSX, if you are passing something JavaScript objects or anything, you have to use square bracket, curly braces. I am passing persons in f name. So going to demo message, let's props is there, so here I'll get props dot f name. Okay, let's comment it out. Okay, and this thing also need to comment because it will give us a error. This value is not there. Okay, let's check the console, what is there. Okay, in console we have props dot first name. Okay, let's go there. Move to console. The value of props is object. Where it is coming from, guys? Okay, the value of props is object. So basically that means we got our array. Okay, so it is not able to display it, but the value of props is object. This is a object. This is a object. This is a object. Three object we are getting. Okay, let's see how to display it. So we have to use the map function to display it. So before using map function, let me store the value props dot we take that, we will create a const. Let's use the same name, person equals to props profs and fname. Okay, why fname? I'll explain you once why fname, because in app.jsx we passed it as fname. Fname we passed as person, so this name what we will give, we will use the same. Okay, fname. So but why should we pass it as a fname? We will give meaningful name person. Okay, it is better. So we'll go here and we'll change it to persons and we'll change it to persons. Okay, so we'll get it in persons. Let's keep it persons. Okay, persons, and let's create our map function where I'll write one h1 tag. Before that I'll write a jsx. Okay, I'll write h1, inside that we'll write a jsx. Okay, so here you want to use you want to display the data. So I told you like you have to do the array name dot map, that means persons dot map. Let me explain you map syntax once again. Map syntax is, yeah, this is the map syntax. Let me copy it and put it in a different file. Yeah, let me zoom it bit for you. This is array name dot map. This is your array name, that is why I write persons dot map, and this is your function, and inside the function you have capacity to pass a current value and index number and array. This array is the current array in which array you are playing with. So these two values are optional, this value is optional, but this value you need to give. And instead of this traditional function you can you can use a normal arrow functions as well. Okay, in this example I am going to use arrow functions inside the map. Arrow functions is nothing, just like this anonymous arrow function. Yeah, this is a arrow function. This will be for like inside this parenthesis you have to write down your arguments, and this side inside the curly braces you have to write your number of quotes, and this function has to be a return statement. Okay, so yeah, but I told you like if you have a one line code then you do not need this either. Okay, one liner is like this. Okay, so if more than one lines, okay, so here in arrow function you have to use, okay, this is fine, more than one line, and it has to be a return statement. Okay, so here we'll write persons.map and we have parenthesis. Okay, so at least we have map function, then I told just blindly write the arrow function. Okay, this is the arrow function. Inside the arrow functions what you need here you have to pass something like to iterate that array, that has to be must item. Let me add item, then I can press enter here because I can use more than one line. Later we can reduce it to one line. Here I can print inside again h1 tag I will use, h2 tag I will use. I'll write my name is item dot. Okay, if you are using this then you have to, okay, item dot what is there, first name and last name. Item dot first name, item dot first name and last name is item dot last name. It's copied here, put it, it's not copied properly. save it. So now I'll get it in item, then there's some error. Okay, so we'll see what is coming in item. Let's forget it. We'll just do console.log item. We'll see what is coming in item. Let's comment it out. Okay, save it. We'll see what it is coming in item. Yeah, in item we are getting everything. So item.firstname and lastname has to work, but maybe okay. I got the issue. I have not used that ECMAScript. I mean, need to use that template literals. That will work better. Instead of writing this plus plus plus, it is better to use that ECMAScript literal. It is easy using backtick. Okay, and I told here you have to add dollar if you are using a variable. Okay, this tag also it don't need because it will come under h2. Okay, so getting some error. Expected assignments function call instead of sawn expression, no one is expression. What is that? I told you have to write a return statement while using this. You have to write a return statement. So that is the error, like because more than one liner you have to always use a return statement. I told it again and again. So keep remember guys, if it is more than arrow function is more than, now the data is there. So we already got my name is this. Okay, let me correct it. My first name is this and last name is this. My first name is this and last name is this. Okay, so here 3s2 tag it is coming up. And like I told you, like when there is more than one line, map function always like needs a return statement. And here the second one I told you, index. Okay, you can give anything, index, second one. So and index is, here you can use and index is dollar index. Okay, simple. See, okay, before going to that, just tell me what is the index. Index of this is 0. I told like in array it is starting from 0. This is 1 and this is 2. Okay, so one index is 0 1 2. If you want a numbering 1 2 3 like this, then you have to do index plus 1. Okay, if you want to index plus 1, this will do the numbering 1 2 3. But normally index will start from 0. That is why I write index plus 1. So you can find index like this. But if you want to know in which array you are playing with, that is the reason. If you need array, at this moment we do not need, you can give the array name here, that array, and the array name is here, and the array name is $ARR. Okay, save it. See, this is the same old array, I mean which is we passed from our app.js. Okay, this is the array everywhere. Okay, so you have the array reference. You can play with the array inside this, I mean inside the map function if it is needed. Okay, so like here if I want to write, let me comment this code. I commented this. Okay, let me again copy this code and make it a one liner. Okay, so map function allow us to do that. So that is the you can understand like how powerful this map function is. I'll copy the straight away the template literals. I'll not need to show everything. I'll just show the first name and last name. Okay, Control C. I don't need anything here. Okay, this is I do not need either. I will just my first name and last name. Some error is there. My first name and my last name. Yeah, tilde sign I am missing. Yeah, this is okay. Index and ARR I am not using. That is why I am just removing it. You can use if you need it. Okay, so yeah, persons dot map, this is okay, correct. Let's go there. My first name is Malcolm and last name is this. My first name is this, last name is this. So it is coming in H1. So let me do it in P and H1, show that okay, in template literals I put it in H1, but like that is why it is coming in one liner. If I want to write it inside a P like this, so I need to do a next liner. I mean like this. If you want a paragraph text, here you can write P paragraph tag. Okay, so that you can do based on your requirement. You can set up the code. Okay, for me I did like this. So you can think how you want to do, but this is the concept. This is how the map function work. Person.map, this is the array name, and this is the map function, and this is the current variables. For everything it will run once. I mean there is 3 data. For this it is running once, for this it is running once, for this it is running once. But remember guys, this map function is so powerful. This will always return a new resulting array. It will not going to touch your original array. Here the original array is persons. If I'll write some code here, suppose the person code is there, I'll write here. Let me write like this so that you can understand. Here I'll write in h1 tag persons. Okay, then I'll close h1. Correct. Then I'll write person of 0. I mean the first data, person of 0 dot f name, first name. Okay, so person of 0 first name means it will give Malcolm. Okay, so if that original array changed, then I will not get this name. If the original array is not changed, then I'll get this name. Let's see, map function is changing the original array or not, person's array or not. See, Malcolm is coming. That means the map function is not touching the original array. It is like returning a resulting array. Okay, and remember, if you are using map function and you do have a one-liner code after the fat arrow, this is called fat arrow. Okay, if you will not understand, then this equals to and less than sign is called fat arrow function. Fat arrow. And the entire function is called, this function is called anonymous function. Just keep remember this syntax so that it might be all these things are interview questions. But do not worry guys, I'll cover these interview questions in one more session. As soon as I am wrapping up like the things before props, I'll write down all interview questions and I'll go through it. Okay, so once you are writing this fat arrow functions, if you do have return statement, like if you have multiple lines, then you are mandatory to write a return statement. But if you have a one liner, you don't need to have a return statement. Make sure guys, like just use the latest things. Like I'll prefer, like I'll ask you, like you can use both. You can use string concatenations, you can use normal traditional double quotes plus double quotes like this, or template literals. But I will always ask like to use template literals. That is why I always like whenever like it is easy to write template literals, I always follow that. And instead of traditional function, please keep practicing like these functions. That is why traditional functions I am not touching. That I will touch whenever I will call the APIs. I mean in that case I'll show you like why I'm like writing traditional functions instead of these fat arrow functions. I'll explain that. But in all these cases, you will try practicing this fat arrow function so that it will be easy for you to remember and understand. Okay, so this map function is done. I hope it is clear to everyone. So map function have like 3 arguments. One is for like your current element, one is your index, one is the array you are playing with. Using the same, like we did that, and yeah, so this is done. Then moving into the next task. Next task is like how to use class. In this demo, everything I have commented. I write please subscribe our channel. Okay, let's see this text is coming up or not. Please subscribe this channel. Okay, so let me write some CSS for that. Yeah, CSS already there are some CSS in app.css, paragraph text, the class name, and I have just added two properties. Font weight is bold and color is red. So CSS, if like you don't know, then please what you need to do, like you need to follow a different series CSS, or you have to read CSS. So class name normally, like whenever you are writing CSS, it has to be started with dot. Okay, dot class name, and you have to use dash here. Okay, and it should be small letter, guys. Okay, so this is the class name and this is the properties. I write font weight bold. Font weight means that color, I mean that letter size, and the color is red. So how to use that? React told, like whenever you will use that, take copy the class name. Copy the class name. I will copy this paragraph dot text. Okay, I'll copy it. I'll go to this demo message. I'll type clash told everything. It is treated as an object. Here I'll give paragraph text. Remember, like in any other cases you see class only, but here you are giving class name and see n capital, and the class name I gave import dot slash app dot css. Okay, so once you will give, it will get the reference. Once it will get the reference, it will take this paragraph text. Okay, yeah, now boom, guys, now you will get your font weight and color. So like this you can use your class names. Okay, so there is like one more way to use inline styling. So if you will use inline style, let me remove it. Inline style, you can use style, whole bracket you will use, and the class names and these things you need to write it as an object. I wrote it here. Let me copy it. Yeah, see the color is let me do it red. Okay, so that it will be highlighted. Yeah, see it should be double bracket if you are right inline styling, and line height and padding. Okay, so I gave three properties. Okay, so you see it here. Yeah, please subscribe our channel. If you'll inspect, you can see line height is there, padding is there. Let me inspect it. I'll show you one interesting thing. Like here, click on these, then go to computed. You see this is the element, padding is 20, and this is margin. Okay, this is padding, this is margin, and line height is this height. Okay, so color is red. So here you have to write it like this. Like if you have to use inline style, but I'll suggest you, I'll advise you never use inline style, because it is not following the market standard. In fact, like never in like any big projects we are never using inline style, because of the maintainability is very difficult, and like inline styles also in some cases it is not responsive. So just try to use the class name. I mean, put it in a class and just import that file and use it. If you will write inline styling, then this import is also not needed. If you will remove it also, it will work. Import is only needed whenever you are writing it in a different file and using it. See, okay, so sometimes there is a browser cache. So right click on this. If the issue is there, empty cache and hard reload, you can do that. As I am just playing with these codes for you guys, so sometimes I have browser cache here. I'm just most frequently changing browsers and all, so that is why like I used to clear most of the times. You can do a hard reload or empty cache or hard reload. It will remove all your cache, or you can just delete the history or cache. Okay, so that is how you have to use the class name. We have like today learned two things. Like one is your map function, and one more thing, like how you will pass a props. I mean, whether it will be array or string, now you can pass it. And this class element, and I mean class name property, how to use it in JSX, and the style, like how to use it in JSX. So I'll tell like the map operator is very important, and like this props is important. Please go through this video. Any doubt or anything you can comment. I'll try my best to clear all your doubts. We do have a Telegram channel, guys, also. Please just comment in the Telegram channels also. We'll try to answer all your queries. Thank you very much, and thanks for watching us. Please like and subscribe our channel. Thank you.